Hey everyone, I'm Dan from JazzComposersPresent.com, an online space where composers, musicians, and listeners come together to celebrate the music we love. I'm here today with Miho Hazama, Grammy-nominated composer, arranger, chief conductor of the Danish Radio Big Band, permanent guest conductor of the Metropole Orchestra, and leader of her own internationally acclaimed chamber ensemble, M-Unit. Miho is here to talk to us today about enharmonic colors.
Thank you, Dan. And then hello everyone, this is Miho. Today, I'd like to introduce my initial idea of my composition named Somnambulant from my recent album called Dancer in Nowhere. Do you see a color on the note? I do, and I really enjoy working on the colors on the note. And for this composition, I wanted to work on a particular note, which is C sharp. To me, C sharp and then D flat, although these are the same note on the piano, but it means very, very different to me. Okay, let's try to make really simple harmony with this note first. This is C sharp, and then let's make this as a root, and then let's make a minor chord with this. This is C sharp, E natural, and then it's G sharp, which is C sharp minor. Now, let's keep the same note, and then now let's make a major chord with this. It can be C sharp, E sharp, but G sharp, but to me, it sounds like a D flat, F natural, and A flat. To me, C sharp minor is very dark and cool, but D flat major sounds much, much warmer and a really nice pink, really warm harmony. I think this is really fascinating to use the same note, but in a different ways. So I came up with this simple motif to keep the composition. Let's take a look at the motif of the piece. This is the phrase, only 3 notes. The first row, you can see C sharp, B natural, A sharp, and then C sharp again. The next bar, you hear the same thing, but it's notated with flat. So it's D flat, C flat, B flat, and D flat. The second row, those are the motifs from the last part of the composition. It's the same note. Okay, so now let's flip the page, and then I'd like to show you a couple of ideas of harmonization, reharmonization of this motif. I wanted to start this composition with C sharp minor, and then I wanted to go simple. So, this is how the composition starts. And then I also wanted to keep the sharp tonality for the beginning. So this is the second example in the score. I wanted to keep the same tonality, but I wanted to have some other options. So the second example goes. Now, after 6 minutes, this composition comes back to the beginning, the same motif as the beginning. But at the time, I wanted to use a D flat key tonality. So this is the third example on the score. It goes like. With D sus over F. And then B flat minor. It sounds quite different, right? And then I also wanted to go a little bit more atonal. So this is the last example on the score, this page. This is quite atonal. So those are the examples from the beginning and the first part of the composition. Now let's flip the page and let's take a look at other examples in the end of the composition. Now I also started with the A sharp tonality, so this goes. But then in the middle of the phrase, I wanted to change that to D flat. Now I like this like a color change in the middle of the phrase. So I kept going back and forth between the sharp tonality to the flat tonality. The next example sounds like. Next one. The next one. And this is the last example. Yeah, so I ended up going back and forth between sharp tonality to flat tonality. And I had so much fun working on those reharmonizations and harmonizations on the last part of the composition. I hope that you can check out the piece. It's called Somnambulant from my chamber orchestra M Unit's latest album called Dancer in Nowhere, which was out in 2018. Enharmonic colors can give you so many possibilities. And, I say the flat as kind of warm, but maybe that's going to sound different to you. Well, also, this enharmonic can give audiences a lot of possibilities to imagine in the music, and it's much more colorful on the music. So let's have fun playing around at one note to come up with so many possibilities and harmonies. I hope that was interesting and inspiring for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.
Thanks for watching today's mini lesson. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. To watch our full-length events and participate in live Q&As with our presenting artists, head over to jazzcomposerspresent.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.